Hey, when we're adding integers, you can use a number line to help you. Okay, now you need to remember that positive is to the right of your number line, or if it's a vertical number line, your positive numbers are above 0. So you go up. Negative is to the left of your number line. So in a horizontal number line, to the left of 0 are your negative numbers. But on a vertical number line, the negatives are below the zeros. So negative is to the left or down. Okay. Now, to show this on the number line, if we wanted to show -2 plus -5 on a horizontal number line, you would start at 0. You would go to -2 and draw your little arrow so we know you're going to -2. But if you're adding 5 more negatives, you wouldn't go 5 to the right because that means that you're adding 5 positives, and we're not adding 5 positives. When you go right, you're adding positives. We're adding 5 more negatives, so we would hop 5 more to the left. And when we have hop 5 more to the left, we land on -7. So -2 plus -5 equals -7. Okay. You can also think of it in terms of money. Negative means you owe money. So if you owe someone $2 and then you also owe another $5, altogether this is debt plus more debt. Debt is how much money you owe. So debt plus more debt gives you more money that you owe, right? You owe $7 now. Now let's show 4 plus -6 on the vertical number line. So we start at 0. Our first number is +4. So we are going to go up 4 right there. And then we're adding 6 more negatives. Now if we're going to go negative, 6 more negatives, we would not go 6 up. We would go 6 down because we're adding 6 negatives. So from the 4, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down, and we land on -2. So 4 plus -6 equals -2. Now in terms of money, that also makes sense because if you only have $4 but you owe somebody $6, even if you pay them the $4 back, you still owe them 2, right? Now, we also played with army men. So you can even model these types of problems with army men. So let's say that the positives are the green army men and the beige ones are the negative army men, right? So if we were to model -2 plus -5, well, there were 2 negative army men on the field, right? And we are going to add in 5 more negatives. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're not going to fight each other, so they're not going to kill each other off. Okay, there were 2 negative, and we added 5 more. They're just sending out recruitments. Okay, so now there are 7 negatives on the field. They're not going to fight each other. They're not going to kill each other off. They're on the same side, right? So that's why -2 plus -5 gives you -7. Okay, now if we were to model 4 plus -6, 4 is +4, so that's like having 4 army men on the field, right? And when you add in 6 negatives, that means 6 negative troops come out. So that's the other side. They come and fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're here to fight. So they're all in the field. They're fighting. Well, these 2 kill each other off. These 2 kill each other off. These 2 fight, kill each other off. And then these 2 fight and kill each other off. Now, who's going to win? The negatives are going to win because they had more men, right? They sent out 6 men. The positives only had 4. So after they kill each other off, there are still 2 negative men standing in the battlefield. So the negatives won this battle. And that's why you have -2. Okay? So that's how we used army men to model the adding and the subtracting integers. So here, when it says use colored counters, well, we actually didn't use yellow and red colored counters. We used army men. We used green for positive and beige for negative. But here, the yellow was supposed to be positive and the red was supposed to be negative, right? A 0 pair would be when a positive and a negative met each other, like on the field. When a positive and a negative met up with each other and they fought, they both died. So that becomes 0, right? They cancel each other out. All right, so how would we model this? Now, I'm not going to draw army men because these boxes are too small. So we're just going to do positives and negatives circles. So here you start off in the field with 5 negatives. So there are 5 negative army men on the field. And then they add in 2 more. Are they going to fight? No, because they're on the same side. So now altogether you have 7 negatives. So -5 plus -2 equals -7. Here you have 4 negatives on the field and 5 positives come and fight. Now they are going to fight because they are not on the same team. So what happens? Well, this negative ends up killing this positive. This negative battles it out with this positive. They cancel each other out. This negative battles with this positive. They kill each other. And then this negative and this negative. Now, who wins? The positive is going to win because there are more positives than negatives to begin with, right? So after these cancel each other out, we still have 1 positive remaining on the field, so the positives won that battle. So you have 1 positive left over. Okay. Last one, -7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 negatives on the field. The positives send out 3 of their men. But it's not enough to defeat the negatives. These 3 positives will only take out 3 negatives, right? And then there are still negatives on the field. So the negatives won this battle. You have -4. Now you can think about it in terms of money too. If you owe somebody $7 and you only have $3, even if you give them the $3, it's not enough to pay off the $7 you owe them. You would still owe them $4. Right? Here you owe someone $4. You have $5 in your pocket, so you do have enough to pay them back and still get to keep $1 for yourself. And then, of course, here it's debt plus more debt. You borrowed 5, and then you borrowed another 2, so of course you owe 7, -7. If you owe, it's going to be negative. So you can also think of these, besides thinking of them in terms of army men fighting each other off, you can also think of it in terms of money.